This is the Halftime Show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
Nice strike! Oh, better than nice! Wonderful!
It sure is that time. It's the Halftime Show with Omar Duri. I am your host, cover everything sport, international, local. Hope you're having a blessed day wherever you're tuned in around the world, whether it's 95 FM, Pulse95Radio.com, our app, Sharjah Broadcasting Authority, YouTube, or even Instagram Live. Guys, I hope you're having an incredible day, and I've got a wicked show in store for you today. What do I have in store for you today? I'll tell you what I have in store for you today. The first UAE footballer to play in Europe. Something about that doesn't rub me right. Reason being, because I know we have a lot of talented athletes here. I've obviously had the pleasure of bringing a lot of them on the show, and I'm going to be doing, a look into why. Why don't we have more talented Emirati footballers playing in Europe with all the talent that we have? So that's one thing I'm going into. And then the second part is the Champions League is back. So let's dive into the Champions League because it's crunch time. Premier League's over, the leagues are over, and now we're going into Europe. It's going to be interesting to see how the teams pick up where they left off. Omnia Saleh from Future Talk, half of the superb team with Hani Balkis, is going to be on the show today talking to me about the technology, robots, cheerleading, and whether it has a place in sport regarding replacing the fans with virtual technology. So that's going to be on there. And of course, I'm going to be taking all your questions and answers at the end of the show on the only place to be at 3, the Halftime Show on Pulse 95.
Oh, he loves the fire and what a goal!
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time. It's the Halftime Show with Omar Duri. I'm your host, covering everything sport, international, local. Hope you're having a blessed day wherever you're tuned in around the world. Shout out to everyone who is keeping me company on the Instagram Live. We got Saad, we got Bex, we got Tariq, we got Murad. Who else do we have? Mario and Hali. And of course, my whole team, the Pulse 95 team, are tuned in, listening and supporting the waves on Pulse 95 Halftime Show. Okay, guys, here I've got something for you. Now, I was digging this up earlier, and we got a lot of talent out here in the UAE, albeit, sometimes, opportunity, preparation, you name it, it all comes into consideration. Let's take the psychology into the step to go outside of your comfort zone and to actually perform at the highest level. Being a sport, whether it's at work, whether it's at your company, whatever it is, you want to look at it in that context. Taking that step is never easy. Now, when you have so much talent, why aren't we taking that step here? And why do we only have one Emirati footballer playing in Europe? That don't make sense to me. That really don't make sense to me. And I think about it, and I'm like, that don't sound right. Why? Why, with all the talent that we have here, and a lot of the times, I bring on a lot of athletes on the show, obviously. That big step to take outside is huge because you get to learn so many different things, from experiences, from mixing with people, character building, you name it. There's so many things that come into fruition. Now, the person I'm talking about is Abdurrahim Ahli. Now, for those that are wondering, why does it take this long to get a player out there? I was looking through his career. Firstly, he's only 25, which is great because obviously the younger they go out there, the more they learn. Sometimes people like to be nurtured in a different way. So I'm kind of looking at that and thinking, how come a 25-year-old is playing in Latvia? Albeit he is playing for the FK Spartacus Jurmal team, which is 2 times champion. Of course, you'd know that. I didn't. He's 25 years. He's a fullback. He's a defender. He used to play for Al Ahli and Al Wahda, and then Dibba Al Furjan on loan. Now, why I'm so impressed with this is because it takes quite a big personality to step out of your comfort zone and go and play in Europe. You never know what opportunities could land. How many times have we seen personalities try to make it in their own country, not quite make it, and then go out to Europe or South America or North America and actually do well? And I was really, really happy to kind of see this individual doing so well. Now, when I looked at his stats, he's a right back, so he's a full back. He's 175 meters. Normally you think about the size difference when it comes down to all the players in the Middle East, and he's gone out there and he's performing, and I like that. It shows me a lot of personality, the fact that he hasn't, maybe seeing that he was on loan at Dibba Fujairah, because he was on loan there from Al Wahda, it probably didn't work out for him, and now he's playing in Europe, and the first one to play in Europe. So I would love to ask him all sorts of questions on what's going through his mind psychologically when he is taking that step, and almost like now he's being interviewed to ask about the experience, where maybe that might open the door for a lot of other talented Emirati footballers. I know in Sharjah we've got a lot of great young footballers here who could go out to Europe. Now, before you jump on me, guys, and tell me, nope, keep them here, think of how the national team would benefit from the development of playing against a completely different style, completely different characters, personalities, an environment, weather conditions, a way of life. It's very, very interesting. I myself was in the UK for 24 years before moving out here, and even when I did come out here, I learned a lot about myself being out here. So now I'll try and put that into an Emirati footballer who has now gone outside and he's playing in Latvia. Now, some people might say, oh, okay, but it's Latvia. Regardless of wherever it might be, I will say it's a big, big step, and well done, Abdurrahim Ahli, for taking that step. And I would like to actually get him on the show and kind of pick his brain on his experience being out there for a year and how it's been, especially now with the pandemic and everything. That's really interesting. Okay, coming up next, Champions League football is back. Yes, Champions League football is back since everyone has resumed from the pandemic. The leagues have been over now, and we are looking at how they're going to resume this weekend. Shout out to everyone who's tuned in on the Instagram live. We got Spicy, you were late today. You got Adil, Almas, Pan C Kamal, you got Rawan, yes, Rawan, Terry, my gym buddy, and also Aya Ziad, and Chef Rob, right, and Marvish, of course. You just made it right on time. Guys, stay tuned for more on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95. Peace.
Oh, he loves the fire, and what a goal!
This is the halftime show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
Wow, we are back on the halftime show on Pulse 95, and everyone who's keeping me company, Layla, Spicy, Rawan, man, Adil all the way from New York. You got Almas, of course, and you've got Fahad. Man, I'm trying to keep track with you guys. Sama for playing the most amazing tunes all the time. And all the way from Portugal, B-Scalp, thank you very much. And Fatum, of course. Now, guys, here's what I'm talking about. The Champions League is back. The league is kind of deteriorated in somewhat, but congratulations, Liverpool, for doing that. Someone said to me the other day, you don't like Liverpool? And I said, no, I never said I don't like Liverpool. It just took ages. And I wanted them just to win it so we can focus on the next year. Now, we've got the Champions League coming back. And you know what? It's been such a long time. I had to kind of dig out what happened in the results before lockdown, and that kind of made me think, right, are we really that far behind? Do we not know what's going on here? Because Europa League and Champions League are, was it today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, they're resuming, and I don't know what's going to happen. Who are your favorites? Who's going to progress? 4215 at the Salat, or even just tell me on Instagram live at Omar Duri, who is going to win this Champions League? Because right now we've got to resume bearing in mind how those teams have done in their individual respective leagues. So for me, it's let's do it together. Here we go. So we got City versus Madrid. For those that don't know, the first leg was actually 2-1 to City, and Man City have been in interesting form since they got back. The preparation was incredible. Guardiola lost his assistant manager, obviously, in Arteta before hiring a new one, someone he looks up to, and now has got that balance. Signed a new player yesterday, who won't be able to play, by the way, but still, Real Madrid have won the league. Ramos is obviously going to be a factor. There's many things happening there. What's up, Bernadette? What's up, Qasim? How you guys doing? Whoever wins between City and Madrid plays the winner between Juve and Lyon. And by the way, Juve are 1-0 down against Lyon, who will be able to pick that result up after winning the league themselves, and Diabala getting Player of the Year. What did you guys make of that? Dybala winning player of the year. I like him. I always like him. But, whenever you have Cristiano Ronaldo in the same league, that's always something that you have to be careful about. And I was speaking to Almas about this yesterday in terms of how hard athletes work nowadays to be able to stay at the top. Cristiano Ronaldo is 35 years old. Love him or hate him, it's definitely someone that gets the respect of his dressing room. So anyway, Juve play Lyon. They're 1-0 down. The winner between that plays the winner between City and Madrid. City are winning 2-1. Who's going to get to the next round between City and Madrid? I'm going to leave that up to you. And then once I've looked at that, I'm going to say the winner between that plays the winner between Lyon and Juve. Are we taking it easy on Lyon? Are we not taking them seriously? Because to beat Juventus is never easy, and they have to do it again, or at least keep that result safe. So that's going to be that. Now, Leipzig versus Atletico. You know how I feel with Atletico, and no offense to Atletico. Cricket silence. That's how I feel. I feel like that because it just takes forever. I watch that game, and I can always learn something from a game. I can always watch something and think, there's something out of this. But I can understand why Diego Simeone's side is looked at as the masters of the dark arts, because it's really dark the way they play. It's quite combative. They're very, very, they're very, very on it, when it comes to the organization. And you look at the team and they're all hard working, very, very difficult to beat. So they're going to be facing Leipzig. Now, Leipzig, without Timo Werner, will be something. Upamecano will be able to get tested, which will be very, very nice to see. And who's going to win that? So you've got that. You've also got, yes, Barca fans, you can come out now. Barca versus Napoli, 1-1. This is a classic game of attack versus defense. Barca's attack obviously is fantastic, very, very good. And then you look at, Napoli, who are an attacking side under Gattuso. Yeah, that would be interesting. However, they do have the defenders, and if they do play the right game strategically, they might be able to get something from that, but they will have to score. And something tells me they might just score out there, at Camp Nou. So that will be interesting. The winner between Barca and Napoli at 1-1 faces the winner between Bayern and Chelsea, who Bayern already do have a 3-0 lead. Chelsea have just lost the FA Cup final. So that's going to be interesting. And saying that, it's going to be interesting to see how they respond. Does Lampard go out for the win? Does he try to keep it a respectable result? This will tell a lot about a manager or a coach's character, especially when the season's over. They got nothing to lose. Go out there, play your game, see how it is. You never know in football. We said the same thing about Barcelona and Liverpool. Look what happened there. If they do take that risk, you might just see something come out of that, which, to be fair, you never know until you actually put yourself in that situation. And finally, Atalanta versus PSG without Mbappe. That will be interesting to see how far that goes. So there's a lot going on there in terms of the Champions League. Now, the reason why I asked you guys earlier, why, if we have all this talent here in the UAE, why don't we have UAE footballers playing in Europe? What is it? Is it taking that step? Is it that they would rather be looked after here? Maybe going out to Europe will help develop the national team, which will then help them, compete at higher levels in global stages, competitions, etc. I'm thinking of that as well. So 4215, Etisalat Urdu, who's going to win the Champions League? That I want to know. And Future Talk fans, the lady of Future Talk, Omnia Saleh, she's going to be on next, and she's going to be talking to me about robots as future cheerleaders, and is technology replacing the fan experience? Because sports has changed properly for a long time, and virtual fans, virtual sounds, all this kind of stuff, I don't know, but I'm going to be picking her brain. So stay tuned for more on the only place to be at 3, the Halftime Show on Pulse 95.
Oh, he loves the fire, and what a goal!
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Adori on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time. It's the Halftime Show with Omar Adori. You know what? I've had a lot of guests on this show. And you hear her laughing in the background. And this is someone that's quite dear to me here at Pulse 95. A lady that always keeps me, smiling. She gives me cookies sometimes, healthy cookies, spicy. I know you're listening. healthy cookies, and always keep the spirits up. Umnia Saleh from Future Talk is on the show. Umnia Saleh, welcome to the show.
Hello, Allah. What an interesting mix. I've never been on the show with you.
Right?
We've always had you on Future Talk.
That's true. You always give me those teasers, and we tell people what's coming on and what's happening, and it's good. And we've done shows together on Eid.
Yes.
Okay. And you sent me something the other day, and I had to pick your brain on this, okay? Because since the pandemic has happened, fans obviously are not allowed in the stadium. We have to remind ourselves to social distance and respect the regulations and restrictions that we're having at the moment. But you sent me this article the other day.
Yeah.
Tell me about this article.
Okay, so let's think about it this way.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly worried about robots taking over our job or jobs in general, but we never really think about them replacing us in some of our favorite games. And I'm talking all about sports games here because, we talk about fans being highly connected with the players of any game, but what if those fans can't attend those games? What if they want to be a part of the game, but they necessarily can't because of COVID-19 and all of the restrictions that have been placed? And even though now stadiums are reopening, fans have been slowly trying to get back to watching games. Some of them are just not comfortable. So what if we can have robots attend those games for us, yet still allow us to be there through tele-existence?
Okay, all right. Now I'm going to pick your brain on that. So, for me, obviously living on this side of the world, I miss going to the stadiums. I miss, we have them here. We have incredible stadiums here. But for my team specifically, where I'm passionate about. My mum goes to every home game when I'm not there. Bless her heart. Fatima, Mama Al-Duri is probably listening right now. What I would say is, how can that experience ever come back with the power and the strength behind technology in sport?
So when we're talking about technology, we need to understand that we can't be living in the past.
Okay.
You can't want what you once had, but you have to think of a way to have it evolve, which is basically what we've seen in every part of life. Every aspect of life has been changing. But when it comes to sports games, if you talk about, sports games back in the day, are they the same as the ones that we're living in today?
No.
You see players...
And that's thanks to technology.
And you see players now constantly on social media because their fans want to be a part of their lives.
Right.
And they want to have that special connection. And that's the same, or that's what's happening with games nowadays, because the experience that a fan gets whenever they go to watch a game will also change. So what basically that article I sent you, what it talked about is there was a Japanese baseball game and the season was delayed for about 3 months. And when it did actually happen, and I'm not sure about games and how they happen, but when it did actually happen, robots were attending the stadium. They were attending the game, and they were actually doing the same dance that fans would do for those players.
Okay.
And the fans were there through iPads that were strapped on those robots.
Okay, so the iPads had the fans on them.
Yes.
Which were attached to the robots.
Yes.
And was this all around the stadium?
Yeah, and fans were paying for that experience.
Wow, okay, so they were paying to be on a robot.
Yeah.
What the hell are we
They were
getting
there
ourselves
live,
into?
and they got to control the robots' movements as well.
So the fans control the robots' movements.
Yeah. Some of them, not all of them.
I don't know, man. Okay, all right. With everything that's happening now, the whole virtual fan experience, and is that something that's becoming normal, in your opinion?
Okay, I see it this way. People before trusted those creatures, may we say robots, but we never really knew how helpful they can be. Because especially during this pandemic, we found out they were the only creatures that were actually immune to the virus. If you think about it, we were all looking and craving that immunity, but none of us actually had it. No vaccine is out, no cure is there, but we had those creatures that can be adaptable to fit a million roles. Now, these robots that were actually at the stadium, they were not created to be fans. Before, they used to be in hospitality industries. We used to see them greeting guests at hotels. We used to see them at events, but now they were actually adapted to fit a different role. Now, I agree with you, it's not the same as being at a stadium, but I do believe that at times where this is not an option, these robots have definitely been able to give fans something that they were craving, they were missing, but just couldn't have at the moment. And I feel like even post-COVID-19, we may still see that as a trend, Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that we once upon a time never saw happening, like especially when it comes to players and football players, many of them weren't really on social media. That wasn't a thing. And you yourself as a coach would also agree to that, you
Absolutely.
know? Social media was not a big part of your life, and it might have been something that you saw distant, like it's not something I see myself doing.
Absolutely.
And now, you know, things have changed because trends have changed, and people and the fans themselves are asking for more things out of a player. They want, and they are craving that connection. So in times of this, maybe technology could provide that connection.
Right. Half-timers, this is where I need your help.
You're so on the fence,
would
though.
you? I'm not even on the fence. I'm on the other side. Half-timers, would you strap yourself to a robot virtually to get more of an experience? 4215 Itasalat or slide into the DMs at Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95 Radio. And also, please, make sure you tune in to Future Talk weekdays 2 to 3 just before the halftime show. This lovely lady right here, and of course, yeah, shameless promo. And Hani Balkis always look after me, so I wanted to give them a special shout out, guys. Love and thank you, Omnia, for blessing the halftime show.
I'm honored. It's an honor.
Amazing. The honor is mine. Stay tuned for more coming up next. I've got a lot of comments coming in here on the Instagram Live, so guys, I'm going to give you that love and attention as soon as we get back right after this. Peace.
Oh, he loves the fire and what a goal!
This is the Halftime Show with Omar Al-Duri on Pulse 95.
It sure is that time. It's the halftime show with Omar Al-Duri. Wow, how good was that segment with Omnia Saleh talking about robots and the fan experience and replacing them? She did say I was sitting on the fence, but you know what? She made a really, really good point. When I said, yeah, but robots make mistakes, she said, so do humans. And I thought, she got me. And I was really on it to kind of say, no, nothing will replace it, because we do miss having fans in the stadium. We do miss, that kind of interaction. There's so many things. I asked a question and I had everyone on Instagram flying with amazing comments. Who's going to win the Champions League? What is your thought on the segment I did with Omnia regarding robots and regarding being fans, and at least bridging the gap for now? She did say for now. So I kind of really like that. So the idea of virtual technology taking over the fan experience in sport, I like that. I also had on the show, on the beginning of the show, the first Emirati to play in Europe. Why? Or the only one at the moment playing in Europe. Why is that? Where are all these talented people we have in the UAE, and why aren't they taking that step out of their comfort zone to do that? So Almas did I love that. Almas is a 12-year-old superstar footballer who I know is on the Reset program, and she said people have to step out of their comfort bubble. I wish I was that wise when I was 12 years old. I definitely didn't have that personality to be able to say it. And speaking about talent, Yao Yaboa, one of the best African footballers I have ever worked with, and that says a lot seeing I've been to the World Cup and African Nations Cup, is actually tuned in on the show right now. Thank you so much, Yao. I hope you're doing well, my bro. And the question is, and Yao, you can jump on this as well, who's going to win the Champions League this year? We know it's resuming this week, so I was trying to pick out a couple of people to tell me who. Isa says Tottenham. Nope, they're not in it. Almas says Juve or Manchester City. What's up, Danny? Qasim from the UK says definitely Juve or City. Yeah, give me one name. Don't give me Juve or City. I need one name. How you doing, Fatima? And Murad is saying Europe's too cold for Emiratis to play. You know what? I've played with quite a few Emirati footballers out here, and I'll tell you, there's some talented ones that I don't want to say are wasting, because they're not wasting. You can always grow anywhere you are, but I'd love to see them tested in a different environment, out of their comfort zone. Rawan says City are going to win the Champions League. That looks interesting, coming from a Manchester United fan. Very, very interesting. Pep will never win a Champions League without Messi. Woo! That's one of the comments coming in. Best offense is defense is another comment coming in. And who do we have? The English teams are dying to win a trophy following Liverpool, City and Arsenal's trophies this year. Wow. Okay. We got some very, very good stuff. Isa says PSG. Okay, Isa, so you think PSG will beat Atlanta? That might be the first shock of the Champions League resumption. I think Atlanta have the best attack or one of the best attacking forces in Europe and have been outstanding in Serie A. I did say in the beginning of this year that the Italians might surprise us. They have reached a stage now, especially without Mbappe, that might be the case. It's not too cold for Mane or Salah, says Rawan. That's true. So why don't we have more Emirati footballers? There we go. We've got that out there. Guys, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time, pulse95radio.com, 95 FM, or even you can catch me on the Instagram Live as well, telling you exactly what's happening, what's the latest. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Kareen as well, and Terry and Mustafa from the RBO crew who are tuned in on the Instagram Live. Thank you so much, guys. This is me, full time on the halftime show, and it was another one, DJ Khaled, and I appreciate you, and I will be looking forward to catching you guys back again on Saturday, 3 to 4. Guys, have an incredible day. Peace and love. I'll see you soon. Peace.
The Heart of Sharjah.
This is Pulse 95.
95. Heart of Sharjah.